Hey, Vinyl Community, welcome back. This is Hub Tunes. I am Mike. Gonna do a different kind of video today. This past weekend, we had a Chicago Vinyl Community meetup. I am involved with another channel called the Vinyl Community Gunkles. It is basically just four gay guys talking about music that they love, and we do a lot of rankings. It's kind of a roundtable thing. Four of us every week. We do one video. Pretty simple stuff. It's nothing in depth, but it's fun. I'm enjoying it. It's a lot of fun, and they're good guys. Robert Fithen and Craig from Craig's Vinyl Plethora, Richard from Calvin Wazoo, and myself. I will link all of their channels down below. So Craig and his friend Shane were in Chicago this past weekend for the Depeche Mode concert, which they gave rave reviews to. We met on Saturday night. I went down to the hotel downtown. I hadn't been downtown Chicago in a very long time. I live on the north side. I'm in Chicago, but I'm pretty far north. We had a great time. We went out for some drinks, hung out, laughed. Once we got to kind of know each other in person, we kind of let loose and had a great time. It was a fun night. And then the next morning, we woke up bright and early to hit our first record store. We went to Reckless Records in the Lakeview area. It's on Belmont here in Chicago. It is one of three in the chain. It's a good store. It's a really good store. We were planning on hitting 5 stores during the day, and we did pretty good. We made all 5. So we started out at Reckless Records, a really solid record store. All 3 of their locations are great. One is really far downtown. I'd never go to that one. Then one is kind of far west. I go there every once in a while, but only if I'm in the area. Don't make it a purpose. So we got to the first one, and it's 10 o'clock in the morning. A few of us were not feeling real chipper after a few martinis and some beers and martinis. So yeah, we struggled through the first one. I picked up 2 things at the first store. This was one that I hadn't seen. It's a reissue. It came out a few years ago, I believe, and it's Uncle Jam Wants You, Funkadelic. It's a fun funk soul record. Not funkadelic in their prime, but it's pretty good. I'm enjoying it. I need to spin it a few more times. It's got some great artwork. But nice sounding reissue. All these reissues of Funkadelic stuff sound great. I really hope they do a decent version of Maggot Brain. I've yet to get a decent copy of that. It wasn't recorded real great anyway, so I'm thinking, yeah, they might not even. The second thing I picked up was only $9.99. I did really well, by the way. My budget, I stayed under budget. I was probably right around my budget by the time the day was over. I budgeted $200 for the weekend of record shopping. All in cash, nothing on credit cards. And I finished at about $180, a little bit over $180. So I think some of the other guys went over their budgets. And I think Craig actually stayed within his budget. I picked up some good deals. I actually found some good deals, and I bought some used records, which I don't buy a lot of used records, as you guys have really seen. This was a used record. It was $9.99. It was live. It's a live Charles Lloyd Quartet. I love this cover. Honestly, the cover is what got me. Really cool cover. It is on Atlantic, and the personnel is Charles Lloyd on sax, Keith Jarrett on piano, and Ron McClure on bass, and then Daggy DeJohnette on drums. I've listened to it once. It's awesome. It is really, really good. It's a nice sounding record. It's really, really good. For $9.99, you can't beat that. Great stuff. Then we moved on to the next store was a gay-owned record store in the Andersonville neighborhood. It is called Rattleback Records. It's a good store. I don't go there a lot just because the neighborhood's kind of crowded and I don't know. I just don't go there a lot. But it's a nicely curated store. It's newer. It's probably only been around about 5 years, maybe a little bit more. Whereas Reckless has been around for, probably 30 or 40 years. But the store was super, super crowded. And there were children. Yeah. So it made it difficult to find some stuff. I found that most of their sale items and some really good stuff was on underneath their main shelves. So you had to kind of like bend over and like go down there, and there were people walking by. It was difficult to really do a lot of flipping. But I did find this, and this is Jungle Fire, the debut record from Pucco and his Latin Soul brothers. I discovered Pucco, Pucho, record store day. I think it was last year. They reissued his second album, and I picked it up. It was, kind of a blind buy. It's Brazilian jazz funk. Well, how can you go wrong, right? So this is a blind buy also. I picked this up. It was only $12, $12.99. It was marked down. It was like 35% off, something like that. It's a good sounding record. It is fun. It is a fun, upbeat party record. It is, like I said, Brazilian jazz, funk, but they're from New York. And they made several albums, not a lot. This is their debut. The one that came out on Record Store Day, I believe, is their second one. There's a whole bunch of people on here. I won't go into it, but man, Bernard Purdy is on drums, which is a great, great drummer. I don't recognize anybody else in particular, but man, this is a fun party record. If you see it, it'll be cheap. Grab it, throw it on, and dance. So then we went and got food because we were majorly in need of food. We waited for probably an hour at the restaurant right next door to that previous record store. The food was, I remember it being a lot better. I won't say the name of the restaurant, but I remember I had eaten there in the past, and I remember it being a lot better than it was. But we were so damn hungry, it didn't matter. And so we ate, and we moved on to our third store, which is Squeezebox Records, my local shop, the shop I go to every Friday. Well, every other Friday. I'm trying to be good. But he's my guy. He's my local shop. Tim and Brenda. Tim is the owner. Brenda's always there. Just everybody's so friendly. I love the place. Always, customer service really is what it comes down to. They got great selection, used and new vinyl. The used vinyl you can always count on is going to sound great. He ultrasonically cleans everything. He only puts out the best. Really solid store. The guys agreed. Actually, they said of the 5 that we went to, that was their favorite of all the 5 shops. So thank you, Tim at Squeezebox. And I picked up this. This is actually a new release. This is Lee Dorsey, Yes We Can. It was only $15.99. New release. And look at the store notes. How can I not buy this? It says, in my humble opinion, Lee Dorsey is the king of New Orleans soul. Part-time boxer, full-time auto mechanic, Lee has a sound unlike any other, with a deep pocket funk, swagger, and something I can't read, backed by the meters. Fuck yeah, right? Yeah, this and produced by Alan Toussaint. This was kind of on my list. I saw he brought this in, and I kind of wanted it anyway. I probably would have picked it up whether it had all of this. But great job, Tim at Squeezebox. I was suckered into this. This is a fun record also. This is a party record. This is great. The meters backing him up. It is New Orleans funk. Unbelievable. Great, great stuff. And he's in a tree. I also picked up there for $15.99. This is why I did good. This is why I didn't go over my budget. A bunch of stuff I bought was $15.99. I picked up Julius Caesar by Smog. I love Smog. Smog is a great band. My cat is going crazy. What are you doing? Stop it. Are you stuck? Okay. Smog is a great band. Jeff Parker on guitar. I'm being distracted by this cat. Hey. Okay. Hold on. Oh, there he goes. Okay. Smog. The album Julius Caesar. This is a great band. Smog is one of my favorite bands. Bill Callahan on lead vocals. Yes, Bill Callahan on lead vocals. Jeff Parker is not on this album. I was thinking of Tortoise. This is one that has escaped me. I do not own this, and I have almost all of Smog's records. They make quite a few. and I think I have them all now. So I grabbed this used. It's in mint condition. Just yeah, $15.99 on Drag City. I think this came out in 93, 92 or 93. It's a good record. Not my favorite Smog record, but it's good to fill in the hole in the collection. So then we move on to the next store, which I knew was going to be my downfall as far as my budget goes. I love this store. It is called Round Trip Records. He is a little west of me on the north side. He is a tiny, tiny store. It is the size of a postage stamp. The five of us could barely fit in this store. And he's got a great selection. His used stuff is pretty expensive. I would say overall he's probably on the more expensive side compared to other places. He's got great taste in music and what he brings in. He brings in a lot of avant-garde. He brings in a lot of records on Numero and International Anthem. Really interesting, eclectic. You're not going to find the stuff at his store at many other stores. And every time I go in there, he tucks me into blind buys, and he did it again. The last time I was in there, I got two great albums. I dropped $100 on two blind buys the last time I was in there, and I love them both. They're both great, absolutely great records. This time he suckered me in, not quite as much. I think this was $75. $75 in blind buy records. The first one is Duffy and Ullman. It's called Doubles. And it's not acoustic guitar, it's guitars. Two guitarists. They are playing electric guitars, but it's just them. There's no acoustic guitar. It is, if you like guitar work and you're a guitarist and you study guitar and you like that kind of stuff, this is perfect. I really enjoy it. I think it's a beautiful record. It's just the two of them, Meg Duffy and Meg Duffy and Gregory Ullman. They are in the band Perfume Genius, which I learned from the hype sticker. That's why I left it on there, because I wanted to remember. The Perfume Genius is kind of an alt pop. They're an interesting band, but I'm not super into them. I have a bunch of friends who are really into Perfume Genius, but these two members are in Perfume Genius. But this is a total departure from what that is. This is all guitars. Just guitar. There's no drums, no bass. It's all guitar, and they're just feeding off of each other, and it's really interesting. I kind of like it. I really like it. This was a good blind buy. $24.99. So not bad. I'm really enjoying it. It's actually one of the favorite things I bought on the crawl. The next one is I don't know. I'm still getting used to. I need to give it a couple more listens. On first listen, I did not like it. Second listen, I liked it a little bit more. This is called Clam, Clamm. If anyone is familiar with this band, please tell me. This was released in 1976, I believe, and 1976. It's on Wawa. It's been re-released on Wawa Records. I don't know if maybe that's what it was originally on. It's a really nice pressing. It sounds great. It came with a really nice book with like a description, like the history of the band and all this stuff. And it's so much. I haven't even had time to like go through it. But it's a really nice book. They're not what I thought they were gonna be. They're very very King Crimson, I guess, would be the closest thing. I would say they're very similar to King Crimson. I believe they're from, where are they from? Are they from Africa? No. I think they're from Africa. But this is only 500 copies reissued. I don't know. I like I said, I got to give it another chance. I'm not a huge King Crimson fan. I like Red. Red is probably my favorite King Crimson record, and I kind of like the three later ones, the blue, yellow, and red one, Discipline, and those. I kind of like those. This is very similar to those, actually, very similar. it's got that same upbeat kind of vibe. It's not real spacey or psychedelic. The songs are real short. Yeah, I don't know. If anyone knows anything about this band, let me know. I'm not going to return it yet. Yet. So Clam. Let me know. I like the cover. That's about all. Okay, and the last store we went to was Bucket of Blood. It is just southwest of me. I don't go over there very often. I think Vance, Zep Pearl, he lives over in that neighborhood. I believe he once told me. I don't get over there much. He does. And we were pretty much drained by the time we got to our fourth store. It was close to 5 o'clock, and we started at we were up and out of bed by 8. And did I mention martinis? But we chugged along. We did pretty good. I just grabbed this. I didn't really find anything at this last store that I was super interested in, but they had a lot of old record store day stuff, and it was all really cheap. And I passed on this record store day. I don't remember which one this came out, a couple of years ago, but it was only $20, and that's Prince Gold Experience. I passed on it. It's not my favorite Prince record. It's all right. But I like Prince. So I figured I'd grab it for $20, get that in the collection. I have a lot of other Prince stuff. So I just grabbed this. $20, what the hell, right? So yeah, Prince, the Gold Experience. That was at the final shop, and that's it. I would have to say, first of all, it was a great day. Just a great day and a half, 2 days of meeting the guys, hanging out, telling stories, laughing and giggling, and drinking martinis. My favorite thing I picked up definitely was the Pucho and his Latin Soul Brothers. It is a fun record. The second favorite thing might be that guitar record that I told you about, Duffy and Ullman, and the Lee Dorsey. The Lee Dorsey's great. Yeah. So I behaved myself. I didn't go over budget. We'll see what happens on Record Store Day this week. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.